Hi everybody, today I just want to talk about 5 things that will change, great things that will change once you quit drinking alcohol. I originally quit drinking alcohol back in 2017 and I lasted about 5 years before I thought I could moderate again, and then all of a sudden, like many people, you're back into the bad habits and you're binge drinking again. I was never a really heavy drinker or that, never drinking on school nights, but at the weekends I would always be out, and it was just a struggle to get back off the alcohol again. But now, thankfully, I'm back being alcohol free. And the first thing that you'll notice is definitely your weight, I think, or one of the things anyway. And it's funny because you don't actually have to go on a strenuous diet, I don't think, to lose the weight in the beginning. If you just think what you're not putting in your body anymore compared to what you were when you were drinking, it's just a complete different change. And funnily enough, and ironically, I actually eat more than I have ever ate. But the thing is, instead of eating kebabs and all this rubbish, I'm just eating healthy food. I get food delivered, sometimes healthy food, make my own food. And you're not only being healthier, you're saving so much money. And I think with a lot of people, when they go out, you can imagine going out, like I mentioned, I was a binge drinker, so probably out of the weekend, but you're still eating pizzas and crap and just a bit bored, uh, lethargic, so you're not really cooking anything, so it's just takeaways and leftovers of takeaways. But you can imagine going out maybe most nights or drinking alcohol at home, and all you're doing is ordering food, and not only that, the calorie intake. So just if you think your first month of not drinking, all those beers, wines, spirits that you're not putting into your body, all those kebabs and pizzas and unhealthy food that you're eating, that just disappears. So your calorie intake shoots down, and I guarantee you'll lose a good bit of alcohol when a good bit of weight. Sorry, once you've actually quit just by default. And then, of course, once the brain fog, etc., goes away and you start walking more and you kind of want to be fitter, that's when the weight really starts to drop off. Another change is definitely your mood. Thankfully, I was never kind of really up and down or anything like that, but I know a lot of people are affected by kind of high and low moods. But I'm not saying they would maybe completely go away for a lot of people in the very beginning, but it's definitely something that changes because you're not maybe grumpy after a poor sleep. You're not just lethargic sitting on the couch and maybe frustrated with yourself that you ended up going out at the weekend again, or you ended up meeting a friend and you ended up having a few drinks in their house again. It's kind of quite common. But for myself, I think just maybe after that first week, once the brain fog had left, I just really started getting a lot more focused on everything. You have a plan in place, and then that definitely alleviates, all that stress, and improves your mood. And also, once you've kind of been six months, 12 months down the line, you do end up feeling, because you've got your life back on track, you definitely start feeling just a lot better mood wise. And the mood is felt from everyone, not only yourself, but people around you kind of sense that your mood's a lot better. If you've got family and friends living with you, they'll sense that as well. And life just gets so much better for you and everyone around them. The third thing is just your appearance and your skin. I mean, I've never been a vain guy, not at all. But there are times, like everyone else, I think, when you've woken up on the Sunday or you're going to work on the Monday, where you look in the mirror and you just think to yourself, I look absolutely terrible. Bags under your eyes, your hair and beard would look dry. You've got dry skin, maybe a few red patches just from just a weekend of eating crap and drinking alcohol and poor sleep. And there's nothing better once you kind of get on a good path and a few months are down the line, when you start looking in the mirror and you start noticing real changes. I think it does take a couple of weeks to start initially getting those changes. Nothing's going to be cured overnight, but you can obviously, I think we've all been there when you've looked at somebody on the Monday, Tuesday morning and you think you can clearly see that they've had a heavy weekend compared to somebody who's maybe been kind of being a bit more healthy, maybe out for a few walks, having no alcohol, just genuinely had a healthy weekend. And I think it's just a really a good position to be in, just when you feel and look great. I don't think any of us want to look that bad. And I think it's something when I remember in my early 20s when I could go out all the weekends, or I could maybe go on a boozing holiday with my mates, and I don't think I would even look that bad when I came back. Maybe you'd have the kind of token hangover, but that would be it. But you know, just your skin, your hair, your beard, your eyes. There's no bags under your eyes. It's just a big confidence booster, and another major kind of benefit of not boozing. The fourth thing is definitely your sleep. I mean, I think we would all agree that having a good sleep just sets you up for the whole day. And you could argue, you know, that's like a major part of having such a good mood in the morning and being energized and being productive, not having the brain fog. And it's kind of a strange one with the amount of people I've talked to with the sleep. I think some people seem to take quite a while to get into the sleep, but I think for myself, it was the first 2-3 days are horrible. Of course, you're waking up 100 times during the night, probably going to the toilet. That's because you've overslept maybe at the weekend, so it takes you to maybe the whole week to get back into that pattern. But I ended up maybe a week or two down the line, started sleeping really well. And when I say really well, compared to somebody who's not been drinking for 3 years, it was probably the most average sleep ever. Probably not even a good sleep, but when you've been having so bad sleeps for so long because you're out pretty much every weekend, it's just to get an actual decent sleep where you maybe only wake up a few times during the night is just an absolute kind of life-changing event. And it does get better and better. I remember when I was about 3 months in, I didn't think about it at the time. I was looking back at the end of looking back at the whole week, and then I just thought to myself, I can't believe how good my sleeps are. Just incredible. A really, really deep sleep like I had last night. A really vivid dream. I only woke up once during the night, and I think I was asleep by about 10:15, and woke up about 5:45 this morning, just wide awake and ready to take on the day. And you can just imagine as well what your insides of your body's doing. I'm no doctor, I don't claim to be, but surely the difference if you're having proper REM sleep every night compared to this awful sleep, your body just must be repairing itself during the night. You're giving yourself a proper rest, and you're not just struggling through the day. And the final one is just something that kind of changed my life and changes most people's lives, and it's as a result of good sleep. And that's just the fifth one is energy and drive. Having that energy and drive all day will literally just change your life. Before, the Mondays and Tuesdays were just, I kind of dreaded them. You just kind of got through them, maybe wished your days away, something that you wouldn't do. And it was just because you were so lethargic. And not only that, you just didn't have that drive to get anything done. And the first time I quit alcohol, I got so much stuff done just through total drive and energy. I was just up early in the morning, had everything done, was on top of everything. There's no DIY sitting around the house waiting to be done. You're on top of your bills, you're saving money, and you just start smashing life, you know, whether that be going back to uni or college or doing certifications at your work, which I did. You know, work in project management, and I ended up doing loads of certifications, which still put me in really good stead today when if I'm applying for jobs or I'm speaking to other project managers. You know, it's really good to be certified and everything. And going back to finish my master's degree in January, and all that just results in kind of better promotions, better opportunities for you. And for most of us, we have to work, and that's just a part of life. And to be able to kind of go to work and enjoy what you do and enjoy who you work with and what you're actually doing day to day is just a winner. And the energy as well results in you getting fitter as well. I walk a lot. I kind of like to keep fit, and that just results in so many things like weight loss and just healthier eating. If you're at the gym, you're keeping fit, then you tend to lose weight. You won't be going out the weekends, so you save money. So there's just this total huge effect of more and more better things happening to you, and kind of energy and drive is something that I just didn't really have. I remember sometimes I would wake up random days and be full of energy, most days would just be a bit lethargic, not a great sleep, just kind of wishing the day away. And when you have that energy in you, it just changes kind of everything, you know, it changes just your perspective of life, your drive, your motivation, and just the difference that you'll feel once you're kind of in that swing of things. It's a lot of people expect it after the first week, but it does take time. You know, your body needs to recalibrate, your brain needs to rewire. You're kind of flushing out all your old past. You're still maybe in bad habits, but once you have those great sleeps, you know, your diet's better, you're maybe getting a bit fitter, all that energy just slowly comes back. And for me, it was a kind of slow burner, but I think once you are 3 to 6 months in, once you've been kind of walking a lot more, eating, maybe going to the gym, it's just that energy to just do a full day, you know, 14 hours, whatever, 15, 16 hours of just productive stuff and feeling great and smashing life. It's just an amazing thing. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.